Good afternoon. My name is Evgenia Bell, and I'm from Russia.
What part of Russia are you from?
Originally, I'm from Siberia, born and raised there, but when I was 17, I moved to the south to go to the college. The city is called Krasnodar. It's in the area where the Winter Olympics happened this past January.
Sochi?
It's 5 hours away from Sochi.
Okay. What made you want to move to America?
I have never wanted to move to America. What I really was looking for is a wild summer break at the age of 20, and I wanted to be in a foreign country. I watched a lot of MTV, and the spring break Daytona shows were awesome, and I thought like, wow, this is so cool. I want to be there. And I started doing research about how to go to for the summer exchange programs in different foreign countries, and the work and travel program provided by US government was the easiest way. It was the cheapest, and it was you can work while you're in a country, so there is some income still coming in.
Was it a difficult process to get here with that, or no?
No, not really. You basically just apply for an exchange visa in the embassy, buy your tickets, and once you granted the visa, you're free to go. It wasn't hard.
Where was the first place that you came when you came to America?
I went I flew to JFK in New York, but the destination was Birmingham, Alabama. And so through JFK, me and my friends, a couple of guys I met at Vienna airport, we went to Greyhound, and from there we drove on a bus to Alabama.
What did you do in Alabama?
We were working for a house cleaning company like maids, so we were cleaning houses.
Okay. How did you feel when you first came up with the idea to come here?
I was brewing that idea for a year before, and I wanted, but it was very scary, and I bailed on it because you go on your own. No housing is provided, no food is provided. It's up to you. So it's you bring your own money so much, and I knew I have only like that little, and I wasn't sure I can make it here on my own. It was a very scary idea. But a year later, I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready. I really want to get out of the house and away from my sister for the summer. So I came here, and it was great.
How did your family feel about the idea of you moving?
Well, Dad did not believe to the very last moment. He called me. I didn't want to even tell them because I knew they're gonna be panicking. And so my sister's somewhere 3 months before my flight, she said, you need to call parents and you need to let them know what's going on. And I did. And Daddy said, why would you do that? Hey, don't go there. 3 months is too long, and you don't want to work there. Just go exchange your visa for something else. Go just for a week. I'll pay for your trip. Go see America for a week and then come back home. And I was like, no, a week is not enough. It's like that. I'm already settled my mind. I'm going. And so he really didn't really believe that I will go. And so when I called him from Alabama already, he was like, hey, Dad, it's me. I'm alright. He's like, why wouldn't you be alright? I was like, well, I'm in America. He's like, what? I thought you won't go. And I was like, no. And Mom, she was at that time, she went for the summer in the south, so she saw that I'm leaving, and she knew. And she asked me, she's like, please don't stay there. Just come back and finish your college. And I had no plans and no idea of staying here. I really wanted to come only for the summer. I was like, Mom, of course I'm not gonna stay. I have a college here, I'm going for my degree, I don't need that living in America thing.
So what did you return home after the 3 months, or did you end up staying here?
I ended up staying here because I worked at the restaurant the whole summer as a prep chef.
Which restaurant?
It's in Carolina Beach, North Carolina, if only I remember the name. And basically it was a very disappointing job because you just cut veggies all day long in silence. And the whole purpose of the trip was to start practicing English and become fluent in it. And it didn't happen. I was silent at work, and at home I was living with 5 Russian kids so of course we speak only Russian there. So it was ridiculous. By the time 3 months were over, my English get worse than it was before I came, and I was very upset about it. And I decided I want to stay longer, and so I applied for tourist visa.
When did you first learn English?
It was a obligatory second language in a school, starting from middle school, and I had tutors in English to improve the process.
Okay, so what would you say would be the most effective learning method that you use to learn English?
Reading,
Reading?
yeah.
Okay, that's pretty.
Unless you live actually in the country and you have this ability to speak with somebody, reading was the most. You learn so many words. You don't even have to translate every single word you don't know. At some subconscious level, you just start. Okay, I think that's what it means, and as long as you get the whole meaning, like the possibilities, you slowly absorb the words.
How did you go from working at a restaurant to where you are now?
Oh, it's a long process. It was horrible. Well, it wasn't horrible, but it was long because we were dating, and so I was working as a waitress all through this time. After, well, I moved to Virginia Beach, and there I worked in an Italian restaurant as a waitress and bartender, and we started dating. And then we moved here, and then I worked also as a bartender and waitress. And anyhow, it took a long time because of the immigrational papers. I couldn't go really study or do anything here. So once we got married, we have to apply to my green card, wait till that gets there, and finally, when it happened, I were able to go to school.
So did you finish your schooling here, or did you have to start over?
I did not have to start over. After I got my green card, I went to see my family, and I stopped at the university to pick up my transcripts. I brought them here. I had them evaluated in a company. They translate and kind of say, well, for example, this math course is equivalent of this math course in America, and that many credits it's worth of. And so they took a lot of my credits that was for general education for associates in arts. So it took me only 3 terms
What
to get
did
that.
you major in America?
I majored in information science.
How did that help you in the future?
I can go anywhere in the world, and I can work just having my computer. And in either way, in a lot of degrees, you have to specialize in something. For example, a law or economics degree. If you're an accountant, you need to know the laws and the procedures in the country you work at. For my specialty, it's not. It's all the same everywhere. It's like science. It's universal language.
Okay. Who was your first American friend, Aya?
Johnny. Johnny was my first American friend, yeah. Because when we were in Virginia, I had a lot of Russian friends, and we were all just kind of stuck with each other. And he was like the first American who really started hanging out with us.
Where did that go from there?
To the marriage.
Okay.
To the happily ever after.
So are you happy to be in America now, or would you rather be back at home?
No, I'm happy to be here. I have went 3 times there, and the first time you go, you're like, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe not mistake. Maybe it's time to go back. Really, you remember how it was great there. Once you were there, you remember your friends, family. It's all great. Second time you go there, you already don't have these puppy feelings, but just like slowly evaluating the conditions and how your friends live there and how I live here. And by the last time, I just realized, it's better to be poor in America than middle class in Russia. Your conditions of your living.
What are the conditions of living? How are they different?
We rent an apartment, this place, and we still have enough to go out sometimes. And Johnny goes to school. There, if you rent, it's much more expensive, the cost of living, compared to the amount of money you're making. Or, for example, education. Jonas goes to school, and majority of it is covered by financial aid. In Russia, there is a free education, but to get to that, to be accepted towards that course, you have to be very, very brilliant in what you're doing. You have to be a brilliant student.